Hi, everybody. We'll be back to our regular content in a couple of weeks, but there was a message I wanted to share as we kick off 2017. And it comes from this amazing woman that I met about 10 years ago at a national conference to help raise money to fight cystic fibrosis. And we worked together for a couple of years before I found out that she actually had CF. And as we got a little bit closer, we were on a road trip, and I asked her, a lot of us who put all this time into the fundraiser didn't think that we had a personal connection to the disease, and it turned out we did. And I'm just wondering, why, amidst everybody working so hard, did you ever not, why did you never tell us that this was actually something that impacted you and that the work that we were doing impacted you? And she said, when you have a disease that will one day take your life, it becomes the only thing that people see when they look at you. And I don't want to be defined by something negative, especially when I don't have any control over it. And I thought that made a lot of sense at the time. Like, you don't want people to only think about something bad when they think about you. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that the thing was, ever since I'd found out that she had CF, it hadn't been the first thing I thought about when I thought about her. Like, when I thought about her, it was always this incredibly dark, cutting sense of humor. Like, she didn't talk very much, but whenever she did, it was always like the most perfect little burn that cracked me up. And I think about how she'd go on road trips even though I always drove in a way that somehow made her sick. And I think about the arguments we have over whether Riggins and Tyra should really end up together on Friday Night Lights. And I think about the fact that she taught me, as much as anyone else on the planet, that a quiet voice doesn't mean a quiet mind. Those are the things I thought about when I thought about her. And yet, I think she, like so many of us, assume that the most negative thing about us is the number one thing that people see and think about when it comes to us. And I just wanted to kick off 2017 by saying we are not the worst thing about us. Like, you are not the diet that you screwed up. You are not the infidelity that you once engaged in. You are not the business failure that is in your past. And you are not the hurtful thing you said to your friend. Like, those are a part of who you are. They're a part of your past, but they're not the thing that should define you. And I think that sometimes we do it. We take the worst 2% of our lives and we make it the first thing that we think about when we evaluate who we are. And I think maybe that we're all better off if we stop believing that something bad about us is the first thing that deserves to be thought about. So maybe we should let that go. And I also just want to say that when someone in your life teaches you something, like when you get a lesson that somehow makes your life better or somehow changes your behavior in a way that's beneficial, like, tell the people in your life who taught you that they taught you that. Because I don't think we give ourselves enough credit for being the wise people that we are. We don't give ourselves enough credit for the wisdom that we have and that we share with other people. So think about some friend in your world right now who has taught you something that has made your life better, and make sure that you tell them that, especially if you haven't talked to them in a while. So as we head into 2017, reach out to the friend who taught you something that's made your life better and make sure that they knew it. And make sure that you stop making the worst parts of who you are the thing that you assume others think about first. And make sure that you have a great new year, surrounded with people you care about.